So here we are at SNG. Another week, I'm not sure which one it is, but I do know this Sunday we are shooting again, and we are shooting with Peter Fox and Logan, and the great scene with the makeup for the gardener we've been working on, or everybody's been working on for a long time. Giselle's certainly been doing a great job doing the silicone appliances for it, which we'll take a look at. They're over here. Here they are. So they haven't been painted yet. I think that's probably something I'm going to have to do tomorrow. Edges are a little in the thick side, but we'll still get it to work. So those are coming along really well. And I'm working on the X-Craft, or the X Class 51 midget submarine. And it's been a bit of a challenge in getting all this to work because the prop's quite large, and it's not like this propeller here, which is a great deal flatter, and as a result these fins don't exactly fit where they're supposed to go, but I did get them to actually work, you see, and I had to hook up the controls to them, and I got these to work here and that to work there, and this turns without, there's the coupler right there, which is a universal joint, so this can be at any angle it needs to be at. And as you can see, it clears beautifully. We're not with too much room to spare. This is not Canon, but it's what I had to do to get it to work. Cylinder is in place. We've got really nice bulkheads in there that I made out of clear plexiglass and put clear tubing slit and fitted over this so that it protects this from getting really scratched up. All our limber holes, I think this is where it gets, this is a toe area, and all the limber holes and vents are all opened up all the way around, everywhere. So, and then of course the top is pinned so that the top goes on very nicely now. So we got all that done, and then so now that that's done, starting tomorrow, I can actually hook up the little, it looks just like a radio control plane. There's these little control horns that come out there, and another one there, and actually the control horn comes here and goes into there. And the other one comes out here and goes to there. And it's very simple because it hooks up to these two shafts here, which are connected to these two servos here. There are no front dive planes on this boat. What you're seeing there is the pump, which pumps water into the cylinder and then pumps it out again. Pretty cool, huh? It is pretty cool. So that's coming along really well, and the tail feathers look great, and it's all pretty dang straight, so it's good. Giselle is working on Jeff's old age pieces, which we'll be needing in a couple of weeks, so she's doing overflows on that. Thank you, Giselle. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
And in here we have, as always faithful, Isaac, the editor, sound man, After Effects dude, who's working on what we shot last Sunday. And that's the little moving satellite in the sky, and he's compositing it into this here, and he's creating a mat there, and he's just having all kinds of fun while I sit there and slave with the submarine. Oh, look at that.
Oh, what in the heck? Wait, hold on.
I can see what's happening. So he's creating magic, and Mary's working on something over here. Yeah. So I said I was going to get back to Star Trek serious, and I meant it. I'm serious. Get it? It's an important joke. And I'm working on the USS Star Trek back there. Yep. And the evil genius did this model for me 5 years ago, and we've got the Drexler. It's got particle emitters and flashing going on there, and we've got more particle emitters. If I can find them. Let's see, we got fire, we got plasma. This is the plasma. This is going to be venting from the cells. And you can see all that. And I'm going to render this off, take a look, see what we got here. And here it goes. It's rendering the frame. Let's drop down this box here. Continue, and there we got the Drexler with lots of glare on it. See if I can get it that way. And this is how it starts, and you see we've got, and that's the shot we're doing, and then we cut the Doug.
This is the USS Drexler. We are under attack by an unknown assailant.
And that's Doug Drexler, actually in our show.
Covered in pink blood. So Rob, did a movie turn you? For Alex and his Robocop, did you see movies as a kid or was it a family?
Shop is a mess. Let me come in and clean it nights for you.
Wow.
So I sort of became the Berman studio janitor.
Did you really?
That was my start. And I'd clean it at night, Steve.
Hi, Rob.
And then next thing
He saw me.
knew where anything was. And I'd be kept called out of school and they'd be like, where'd you put this? Where'd you put this?
And you should see it now.
Wow.
I was impressed.
Yeah, you should see
I
it
could
now.
find
It's
everything.
closed.
I could find everything, and it's not even my shop.
You're a Berman Studios guy?
Huh?
Are you an effects guy as well?
Yes.
Introduce yourself,
This is the
Steve.
great Steve.
Introduce myself.
Holy shit.
My.
You're Steve Neill. I'm the Larry Cohen Steve Neill stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Wow.
There you go, Tony. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. We took a picture of it for you. Kind of cool.
I'm just interested. But yeah, I'd much rather be here. And the reason we had to do it right away is Logan.
So here we are again with Paul Gentry, our trusty VP, and my old friend, shooting yet another day of But Something Is There. And boy, is it. Paul's there, see? It's right there. So, what are we doing, Paul?
We are setting up our first couple of shots.
Yeah.
And I think we should look up this way.
Okay.
You know, the boy, we're back, of course.
Right.
The boy's here, blah, 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 blah. He's doing his thing. And then he hears a noise. We pan over to that. We see the gate start to open.
Right.
We come over here. And we get the gate opening, overlap action. We get him walking in, right? We don't see his... We don't see
You don't see who he is. You just see the feet.
back over here.
Paul's rewriting the thing, but I like it.
Pop over here. And then we're doing it over the boy here. And
Right.
then and that's when he enters, and that's when we see him.
And here's all the storyboards. It's let's see, I don't know what time it is. It's 5 to 9, and Logan will be here pretty soon. And this is the stuff we have to shoot today. And you know how we are. We had more pages than this before, and we will get through all this in one day. A lot of it's just broken up bits and pieces that just all continue through masters, and from those masters, different shots made. And then we have our pesky lizard that we have to do, which is going to be done all CGI by Tammy and Glenn.
You could order just, a bucket of 20 pieces or something.
Just for a little bit, go lay down. Yeah. I'll put some in there for next time.
What a day it's been, right, Paul?
Oh my God.
Noise problems, dogs
Noise.
barking, planes
Dogs.
flying over,
Barking.
equipment having
Power-
problems.
power tools.
This is the first time in the whole shoot that we've power tools.
It's hot,
Sanding.
too.
It's hot.
Hot.
The first time that we've had all these problems on the shoot, so I guess we should be glad. But as the shadows get longer and we still have a lot left to shoot, we're going to try to get what we have left to shoot done in about an hour and a half. Ouch. Anyway, so over here, they didn't hear that. I'm rolling. So there's Paul's wonderful camera and John and John's wonderful lights over there. Thank you, John's. And we found our wonderful angle for the thicket and for the scene that we're going to do, which is going to pan down from these wonderful trees and down to here to finally get the closing scene of the day.
Steve.
You're just working over Nice, huh?
Very nice, Paul. Talk low because of the dog. Very nice.
Okay.
You're a master, Paul.
Asked or something. Okay, so we can shoot.
Yes, you
We
can.
good for sound?
We good for sound?
Airplane.
Yeah. I worked on that movie.
I know.
And you claim it. I did too. Sure. The opening shots in there. No, I'm sorry. I did Airport. You did Airport.
Surely you did.
I loved Airport. George Kennedy.
77.
Surely you did.
If there's
But
one
don't
thing
call me
this-
Shirley.
The 707 never
All
did.
right,
Could
we're
do
good.
is read the manual.
Alright, sound speed.
And sound speed. Okay, very well. Rolling.
So I got this kit for my birthday just after Jilly passed, my 61st birthday. And I'm finally going to build it because Mary says we should always do a build for Halloween. And so we're going to do this. I thought it'd be a good one. And you can see all the parts laid out here. And we'll be getting into that. So we have a nice Halloween build. I always loved this design because I've always loved R.H. Giger. And then over here, I'm going to do something different. We're going to build a model airplane the way they used to be built. A little one, nevertheless. But as you can tell by the size of the engine, this is the receiver, speed control, and servos. I mean, is that tiny or what? This is going to be a very tiny little SC-5 from World War I, and it was one of my favorite World War I airplanes. And I ordered this kit from China. It just looks so good to me because everything we get these days is foam, prefab, which I love and they're great to fly, but this is going to be interesting. We're going to build this whole thing out of wood. You're going to see how the planes used to be built, and then we're going to fly it. So they actually have the instructions online, which is really helpful. So because they didn't come with the kit, but you can see I have them here. So this is the first thing I want to do. I'm having some issues, as you can see. Typical Mac product, in my opinion. But we're going to cut out these parts like they said and get ready to start building this part of the model. I got to tell you that these little laser cut parts, which we did not have back in the old days, are so amazing that I can actually pop these things out with one hand. Little tiny tab right there, and you see how easily those come loose? I mean, that's laser CNC. Originally, in the old days, these parts were all cut with punches, and the punches were okay, but they weren't that sharp and they weren't that precise, and you didn't get pieces like that. Look how well that just fell right out of there. So this is going together pretty good and pretty fast and pretty darn straight. I'm amazed. Modern technology with old technology. So this is as far as we get for today, but you can see how precisely these laser cut parts fit together. I mean, does anything in life fit together this well? Evidently they do. This is quite amazing. So we'll be able to put these fuselage sides on tomorrow, and then of course they bend around like this after I put some ammonia water on them. So here we are. John just opened up his mold, and you can see what drying did for it. This is the first time John's ever run foam himself, let alone do his first prosthetic, and really you're just seeing some discoloration just from some of the dirt that was in the mold. This is really fabulous.
Paint it?
It really is. I mean, this is the first time he ever ran foam rubber by himself. I didn't help him at all. And he did the sculpture and he did the whole thing. It just, what a great job, John. How does it feel?
Feels pretty good.
I mean, this is a big moment here. This is the first time. I wish I had my first time back in 1971 when I opened up my first Planet of the Apes makeup from foam rubber, and there was no internet. Nobody helped me. I just figured it out as best I could. It was a really amazing moment. So
yeah, this is a really amazing moment because I'm paying attention to just checking out the edges and whatnot, and it looks
they'll blend.
Yeah, it looks like this is okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
On your first one. This is the first one out of the mold too, which of course means that the next one will be even better.
Yeah,
so,
I hope so.
And that's pretty dang good. And so we got the first fuselage side put on. I have to say, this thing is very square and straight. It's amazing. Okay, so that, I gave myself an hour today, and what I got done was, of course, I got this piece in, which pops off. This is where you get the battery in. Goes right there. And we have access to your radio control unit, which will fit inside there like so, and this will control the motor and the tail feathers and everything. Yeah, and it's very strong and extremely flat and square. So the motor goes in like this, and it's pre-drilled. I mean, there's already the holes there for it. They give you the screws, and everything just fits perfectly the way it's supposed to. This kit is just a joy to build. Okay, here we go. I've always promised to get Mary plastered, and today we're going to do it. And then later on, we're going to get her stone. Yeah, I'm serious. Really. Let's go find out. Rosie wants to know. So here we go, and we got Giselle, and we got John, and we got Sharon, and we have Mary. And she's going to get plastered. And then, as I said, later on, she'll get stoned. And so, we start by putting the ball cap on, and we're going to make a life mask of her. Because everybody here needs to have a life mask. Of course, this lady is next. So, here's the beautiful Mary.
And the blue
Hairless, and the blue tape stuck to her skin, because we're going to do a full head, and we're going to do it by doing the plaster bandage gauze at the back, and then the alginate over the front of that. Okay, so we've slimed Mary, and now we're plastering her again with the plaster bandage gauze. And we've done both the front and the back, and they're doing a fine job. And soon we'll have this off Mary, and you'll see what you've seen us do many times before. A life mask, except this time of the beautiful Mary. There you are, Mary plastered. Absolutely plastered. Don't you think she's plastered?
Shameful.
It's terrible. I mean, I've heard of being plastered before, but that's really something.
Wait till you go home.
Yes, that's it. So there's the back. And there's the front.
I got a chin.
And yeah, you got a chin. That's Mary in there. And there she is. All safe and sound. We didn't take her ears off or anything. So now we're going to fill it up. So now we're putting in the splash coat inside. John, can you show that to the audience here? They're all curious about it. And, yep, putting in the Ultracal. Can make a nice thin coating inside, keeping it hollow. And then we're going to add some fiber inside, and a nice thin layer of fiber, and that should be strong enough and not really heavy, because we have life masks here that are like they came out of a collapsed star. So here we go. John's made it nice and hollow. Good job, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, another good job, and it's got fiber in it and everything. In a few minutes here, we're going to open this up after it turns gray. And of course, there'll be flaws and bubbles and things that we'll pick off tomorrow. But for now, at least we've got a good life mask of Mary. Okay, John, so we're going to open this up.
I guess so.
Mary,
Yeah.
You ready?
Am I ready? I'm already here.
Yeah. No, we're going to open this darn thing up. So, well, you know what to do. You start stretching at the plaster bandage gauze until it comes loose. And
Mary, where are you?
yeah, right. You can pull the plaster bandage gauze off, and it'll just the algin will probably sit there. Here you go. Got to get that moment where just get that sucker off. There you go. Okay, so we got that.
Oh, she's got boogers.
Yeah, that's the nose. Well, that's interesting. Well, that nose was in. Okay. So I just peel that stuff off. We should have a face in there.
Really?
There we go. And it's Mary.
And a ball cap, too.
Yep.
Oh, boy, is that what I look like? I look like my mother.
And your mother was beautiful. Just like you.
And yeah, we got
Got to pick those off. They'll just pick off. That's a good life mask. That's really a nice job. We just got to get the back off carefully. We see we lost some of the ear. there we are, and it just needs a little bit of cleanup, and tomorrow, and we'll have our life mask. Pretty cool.
Looks like
Good job.
So we have been busy here at SNG, and
I finally finished this, pretty much. I do have to put the sails on, and I will put the sails on shortly. We're going to start working on those today, but she came out really nice, and she's very sound, very watertight, and very ready to go in the water. So I got scrambled eggs on. I still have to paint the name in there with, this is not glued on either, which is apparent, and you can see there's the name, Mary Elizabeth Cachapalia. That's Mary's name, Mary Elizabeth, so that's what I named the ship. Yeah, I still have to put some windows in here, which I'm going to do too today, which is by kind of darkening this area and then just putting in some epoxy. You know, have a nice shine in there. And that's about it, because this is a sailing boat, and you know, this ship is going to be something, it's not going to sit on a shelf and look pretty, although it will sometimes. This is going to be used. This is going to go out on the lake and sail, which is what I built it for. So over here is my Frankenstein headpiece, and I'm going to make a mold of this right now, because this will be a latex headpiece, very much like what Jack Pierce made here originally. Now, the reason it looks a little different is because I don't have Boris Karloff's face, thank goodness, and although he had a nice face, this part of it was built up with cotton and latex originally, the brows. So this was put on first, so without that bump there, you pretty much get what you see there. So what makes it look not correct or wrong is that there's no brows, so I have to make those separately. Once this gets cast in a plaster two-piece mold, which is what I'm about to do, we're going to cast it out of latex, put it back on my life mask, make an alginate cast here, and then I'm going to sculpt the brow on a stone piece that was taken off this, so it actually blends onto my face and blends into here, because I'm not going to do it with cotton and latex, but it'll have that look. Okay, so I've got a basic shelf here to capture the plaster so it doesn't run all over the place, and it defines the mold pretty well. We're not worried about blender edges on this because we're going to have the foam piece blended over that. Back here we're going to have hair overhanging here, so I just need the cap shape, basically is all I need. I've drawn a little line here for my 50-50 separation, which you know, should be right from the midpoint of the ear across the top of the head. In the photo as well, I won't have any lockups, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lay up my separating wall next. So this is a real basic mold, and so here we have our real basic separator. I do these sort of trenches. I learned this at Don Post Studios. Don, if you're watching. And it kind of helps when the latex is inside, the liquid latex inside the mold, when it starts to travel through here, if the mold's not tight enough, this little key here, the way it works, will sort of trap it and make it coagulate before it leaks out the side. We used to do it at Don Post all the time. So we're going to cast the first side in plaster and then do the back side. There it is.
There you are.
All right, so I forgot to show you guys the splash coat, but this basically is it. And putting a nice thin watered down splash coat to get all the detail, because this is going to be plaster, not ultracal, since we're not going to bake this in the oven.
I felt like I was underwater.
Plaster is the best thing to use when you want to cast slip rubber latex for making masks and stuff, and that's what we're going to do here. You see, Rob, I'm using spatulas, Rob. See how you use spatulas? Hardly anything on you. We have so much more control.
So, here we are at the next stage of the mold. We're going to remove
It's smaller than the other.
the clay wall, like so. See?
This is reusable, John. Okay, and then we do this one. See how nice that comes away? It's like magic. And that's all we have to do, because we're going to clean up this edge a little bit here, Vaseline this, and we'll do the other side.
So, Steve, what are you doing?
I'm banging on plaster. Some
Okay.
dorky guy forgot to put a place to get the two halves apart.
Aha.
That's all right, I always get my man.
Okay, Darla, Conda, show us your stuff. What have you been doing?
We have been I'm making a sea nymph. Right here, this lady. She's gonna be an aquatic sea nymph.
And
then
Darla.
I'm making like a wood nymph, I guess. Lots of nymphs.
Lots of nymphs up
But
here.
a
That's
very,
right.
very old
Man.
guy with like foliage all over.
All right, like the Green Man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the green
Okay. Very cool.
And there they are.
Well, you guys will see you on Monday.
Yes, we'll be here.
And what did I miss? What did I miss? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Okay.
Back on.
Well, that's
Okay.
the first side.
First side, all right.
The second side.
Now we're gonna do the second side.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not that interesting.
What, it's the back. Let me see that front. That is
That's
so
a good front.
cool.
Yeah, we just need to wash it out. Get the dust out of it, clay dust out of it.
That's
now we're
pretty
gonna
great.
get this
So there's
part.
no bubbles.
Okay.
Should I just push it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably breaking my ears off. Okay, let me push it back.
Okay.
You got a little bit, tiny bit of a undercut going on there somewhere. There it goes. Okay, you're good. There you go.
Yay.
Perfect
Ta-da.
You think I've done this before?
Yeah, once or twice. Okay.
So moving along here in our Halloween build, most of you people who are into these kind of models are watching this going, I've done this before, but you see how well these parts snap together. And it starts by cutting off the flash here. I'm just going to cut this bit of flash off right here, and you just score it. It's just vinyl and it cuts pretty easy, especially when you have a sharp blade. I wish I had one. There we go. Off. You can see it. Once I get it started, it cuts real easy. Which is what's so fun about these kits. And I have a whole bunch of Bilkin kits. I should finish. Bob Burns gave me. And I'm going to take this and, oh, see that? I got to cut that out. I will cut that out. Details. And you have to be careful because you can suddenly go wailing off and cut away more than you want to. And they have a tendency to grab the blade and want to just pull it right out of your hobby knife. Hobby knife, X-Acto blade, whatever you like to call it. Eventually I'll get this cut open. A little bit more. Like styrene, you can do things like this with it. Think. And now we got both arms on. Okay, this didn't take too long, a couple hours to get all the parts together, and most of them fit together okay. The holes that they give you to carve them out are, well, they have to be enlarged on some of them. Some of them fit just perfect. But it went together pretty darn good, and of course now I need to glue everything together, meaning that I need to glue all stuff. I don't really care about making it posable. I just want to glue it in the pose it's in, fill in the gaps, and put a nice paint job on this, and oil this up a bit so that the silicone allows me to see a bit more through this. Of course, when it's painted, you'll be able to see it better too, because this should be kind of white, and the paint job's gonna be the fun part, but we'll get to that next. So back at the little SC5, and I gotta tell you, these parts are incredible. These were all the laser cut parts, and I just fitted these together, and I mean, making something go from there to there and having it actually fit where it's supposed to in a model airplane kit is extraordinary. And you can see how good that fit is. It's incredible. And that's, of course, going to be for the hatch. And so there we go. I gotta tell you, I've been building model airplanes for a long time, but that little part just slides in and locks. Let's see if I can get this open with one hand. I'll set the camera down, get this far enough away that you can see how remarkably that comes apart and goes back together. It's a little bit of a work job getting that in there, a little pin in there, but that is just beautifully thought out and beautifully done. I am very impressed. So now I'm building the wings, and these are just a delight to build. I mean, we got a nice little airfoil going on there, and a nice little curve. It'd be cool to sheet the bottom, but I'm not going to. It just add more weight to it, and you really don't need it. When you see how well this plane flies, it's incredible. But you basically get this little layout here, and you put these ribs into the grooves, and that's about all there is to it. Of course, there's other parts that will go together soon. So I just pulled out my first Frankenstein headpiece, and I did it by pulling it out of this wonderful two-piece mold we made the other day. I think I showed it on video. I hope I did. You can see how tight the seam is on it, but that's the mold for the headpiece, and there's the headpiece over there made out of latex, which is basically how it was done. It got a little bubble right there, but it's easily patched, and what I've done is fit it back on my head here. Got a few little bubbles there too, but they're way under there, so I should be fine once it's painted. But what I'm going to do next here is we're going to pull an alginate off the front right here. And you can see where originally it was actually, I can see exactly where that was, to there and there. So I'm going to pull an alginate off it. My head should be right there. That's how Karloff's was. And it's sculpt so I can sculpt the brow. But after I pull the alginate, pour up the stone. While waiting for the stone, I'm going to actually sculpt some clay right on here loosely to get the look of it, and then pop that off and put it on the stone piece so I can make a foam rubber piece. Now the actual forehead was done with cotton and latex, so I don't want to be doing that. So having a piece made that looks like that, and I will sculpt in the irregularities that would be in this. We should be good. So here we go. We got the alginate on, and so this alginate is casting, making a casting of this headpiece. We're going to back this up with some plaster bandage gauze. See how the alginate just like any life mask, just peels right off. Doesn't stick at all. So we'll be able to get this off very cleanly, and I will have something to sculpt on so I can match the scar to the brow piece I'm going to make. We're going to back this up with some plaster bandage gauze. So Mary and I are, mostly Mary, working on the sails for the schooner, which is the last part to do on the schooner, besides putting it in the water. And of course over here is the little biplane which I've been working on, and from World War I, which I will get back to. My goodness, what a month it's been here at SNG. Well, it's always like this, and I'm making a big fuss about it, but I love it. And it is fun, but we've been really busy, as I am constantly reminding you. I'm sitting here editing the show and realizing that just, with a month of footage, I still was missing some things that I need to conclude to show you that are in that timeline. So we're going to do that now, starting with Rosie, the Wonder Dog. Rosie, you haven't talked to the people in a while, so what do you think? Perfect. Okay. So yes, we've been really busy, and of course I didn't think I showed you this. I did in posting, but Isaac, the great Isaac, the awesome Isaac editor. Am I zoomed in? No, I'm zoomed out. Yes. Didn't like the way I had things set up here, and either did David and Sam, who are super duper IT people, who said, Steve, you need to get your crap together. So we did, and we got a brand new APC, which is really wonderful, and it's one of the kinds that tell you everything that's going on, how much load you're using and all that kind of great stuff. I think it's over here, yeah. How long till it shuts down, all that kind of wonderful stuff. So finally get our new APC. All the cords have been cleaned up. Everything's coming out of single outlets in the APC. No more cords plugged into cords. Everything's clean and organized. All the machines are done, and boy, am I glad to have that all put together. So the gallery's back to being a gallery again, which is really kind of cool. And of course, it is Halloween, and we have Halloween decorations and decor up. And then out here, Darla's working on her sculpture still, which is really, really cool. I can't wait to see this done. You can't appreciate it because there's no lights on. Okay, so we turn the light on. Now you can really see what's going on and what she's doing with this. It's really, really unusual and really, really neat. Sort of a Green Man. Also reminds me a little bit of Labyrinth kind of feel. Yeah, very, very nice.
Thank you.
So, of course, Mary's Life Mask, which it got completed. John's been working on that. And then there's the Submarine, which is now a lot further along than you saw at the beginning of this show. And I'm starting to weather it and paint it and finish it off. This is the Valiant class British nuke boat that we'll be doing next for him. And also for Steve, we're going to be building another British R class like I built before. So we're going to be doing a lot of submarines and taking them to the pool and running in the water. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch that happen. And over here, Conda is helping us put together back the sets again, because we're going to be shooting the boys' bedroom again, turning this into Jeff's study, and also a living room window. So we're putting everything back sort of the way it was and also changing it on top of that. Hi Sharon.
Hey.
Hi Mary.
This is an iron-on.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it'll stick on that. Yes, I have to have my Deadpool shirt. And all the ones out there I saw were tacky, and then I found this lovely Deadpool patch in Mary's.
Well, we need to put it up next to you to see where you want it.
Okay, well first let me finish the wrap out of our video for the month. Going upstairs here because I didn't show you how the sails ended up turning out that Mary built for the schooner. The schooner now, of course, is looking pretty darn finished. It's not finished entirely, but it is ready to go in the water and be tested. There's things to be done to it still. Of course, this guy came out and is ready to be painted. And over here, ta-da! Here it is, all assembled for the most part. Motor in. It's very, very lightweight. It's a beautiful little plane. It's going to fly really well, and you'll get to see that soon as I get some time to paint it, finish putting in the radio gear. And this is just exactly the same scale, which is kind of nice. So can't fly them both at the same time, and I wouldn't begin to try. So, oh yes, and Rosie's with us again. Over here is, I've been wanting to do some Aboriginal paintings. I just started this, a couple hours of work in it. And of course, for those of you in the know, these are not gray aliens. These are what are called the Wangina. And they go back 20,000 years in Aboriginal art. And I'm going to do a few in the series. Just something I felt like doing. Okay, I think that sort of wraps it up. I don't think, oh God, jeez. Back down the stairs again. Here I come back down again. Sorry. I forgot to cover one thing, and that is this. You watch me do this, and this is the prosthetic foam piece that is attached to this. See, it's very soft, whereas this is just latex. And this whole thing fits on my head rather well. And I think we'll close with that. Of course, Sharon's been working on the scars, and we have some nice gelatin scars and stuff that will be on this makeup. But let's see. Okay, hang on. There I look really silly with this on my head. Of course, it'll all be blended in and glued down and all that kind of stuff, so I can go to Rob Berman's party. And yeah, and I got to do the costume mix and a bunch of other stuff. But you can see how well it fits me. I'm going to be a Bave magnet at the party. Anyway, from all of us at SNG, we love you a whole bunch, and thanks for your support. Thanks for watching the show. And we'll be back probably sooner than next month this time. We're going to maybe go every 2 weeks now. See you next time.